Tony. Right, we're live.
Yes, we are. Good evening, YouTube. And we are now back with episode 2 of season 2 of the Steel Chair Sessions with me, Lord of Darkness, and my co-host, the Fiend Fan 76.
Evening, guys.
Now, to start off, we was meant to have had another guest on tonight, Dan the Wrestling Geezer, but unfortunately, something has come up with his health, so he's had to pull out. So we wish him speedy recovery and hope he's all good.
Yeah,
I know he's going to listen to this podcast tonight anyway. So yeah, let's just hope he gets better soon and wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah, get him back on here as soon as possible.
Yeah,
good
definitely.
Hope it all goes all right. You'll
yes,
get well soon, mate.
So I'm going to let you kick off tonight, Paul, because there's a few things you want to talk about tonight, aren't there?
Should we start with obviously last week's backlash? I mean, that'd be a good place to start. And
why not?
Backlash. Obviously, the first match was Bron Breakker against Seth Rollins. Obviously, Steph's come out. Bron pretty much knew Bron was going to win that match. The way the storylines go at the moment, the time, and obviously where he's coming more of a Paul Heyman guy, and obviously Paul Heyman's putting him across a lot more now, trying to build him up to that next level, kind of his new kind of Brock Lesnar character, main guy in that faction. I don't know what your thoughts about that one, Tony, yourself.
Yeah, I mean, see, I think in that match, I think Seth done a really good job, to be fair, because as we know, like, he's not getting any younger himself, and with all the injuries that he's had over the past few years and whatnot, you know, his body's starting to slow down, a bit like AJ's did, a bit like John Cena's did.
Yeah, you can kind of, I must admit, you do see that in the match. And I think there was, what I saw, there was at least 3 bodges in some respects. I mean, twice the Breakker bodged up the Steiner off the ropes. Wasn't
only once he bodged it.
I thought it was twice. I thought he kind of bodged it.
So the first time he bodged it, and then when you see the replay, Seth runs across to the other corner.
Yeah, and redoes it.
And they redo it, and the second time, Bron pulls it off perfectly.
I think he slightly missed it, but that's obviously personal opinion on it.
Yeah, that's fair enough, you know.
And obviously, I think at some point Steph didn't quite land the pedigree quite correctly.
No, I think that was because of the momentum from Bron. Like, he was going a little bit too quick.
Yeah.
And he tried to catch him as he come off the spear.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, that was just momentum that it was just out of time, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're going, because obviously a lot of the hardcore WWE fans are going to notice the little bodges and stuff. He just picked things up. I mean, that's just, I think because we look more into the small details and obviously know more of the storylines than kayfabe?
Kayfabe, yeah.
Yeah, kayfabe. And obviously that side of it, because we're going to analyse the matches a lot more than, say, your average fan that's watching it. Overall, it wasn't a bad opening match.
I thought it was actually fantastic, to be fair, because, you know, Seth's done the job that he needed to do to elevate Bron. You know, and give him more of an aura around his whole character, you know, and the appearance and stuff, because, you know, being the leader of the vision, as I see it as well, you know, I think he's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah,
you know, as much as I like Logan Paul and as much as I like Austin Theory, I don't think Theory should be like a stand behind guy sort of thing.
Yeah, I can't agree with you. They've kind of pushed him to one side.
Yeah, granted, you know, they've given him the tag team titles with Logan Paul, which was a good move.
I mean, I must say, I don't particularly like Logan Paul outside the WWE. That's just personal opinion. But where he's coming from, like a star, the way he's quickly gone from being a YouTuber to his wrestling ability over the last couple of years. And now he's a full-time wrestler. And his promos, I think he's leaps and bounds. He's kind of slowly stepping away from being a kind of like a gimmick, people not liking.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like his character
coming across now. He's lost his arrogance a bit. I think he's kind of calmed down. He's needed to calm down a bit.
The work he's done to elevate his character, you know, being a Paul Heyman guy again, the greatest of all time, Paul Heyman. Like you know, look what he did for the Usos and Roman, and all that sort of stuff. You know, the bloodline and that. And now he's taken these other guys under his wing because he can see the future potential in them in the next year to 2 years. You know, at some point, all of them guys within the division right now are going to be a world champion.
Oh, without a question. You're looking back at Paul Heyman back in WCW days and how he pushed certain wrestlers across back then.
Yeah, because he had like it was a Dangerous Alliance that he was in charge of in WCW, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Then obviously ECW as well. You know, he had guys like RVD, Sabu, and all that.
Yeah.
He's
quite, as you said, with Paul Heyman. I think he analyses the ground.
He knows how to get the best out of
people, and I think he can see the potential in people, and then he picks them to go up to join his faction or his group, or he backs them. And he, as you say, he kind of elevates them to that superstar status and become absolute legends within the wrestling.
Which, to be fair, is what Austin Theory needed about 3 years ago, instead of being in a shitty little tag team with Grayson Waller, which didn't really work other than them winning the tag titles at Mania.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it after that. And then it just kind of went stale.
It's kind of put that little rocket up his arse a little bit to push him up to that next level. Now, obviously,
I think that's another bloke that should be part of the vision. Grayson Waller.
Yeah.
You know, he needs some direction with his character because his in-ring ability is, like, for me, off the chart.
It's getting weighted. Obviously, carry on from obviously Backlash to the next part.
Yeah, go on.
Monday Night Raw is taking. If you take that match, just look at my notes here. Obviously, we had the Judgment Day. No, sorry, it wasn't the wrong notes. Scrap that. I'm looking at all part there. Apologies, guys. Sorry, Street Profits and Joe Hendry versus the Division. So I'm jumping forward there. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, no, you're all right. That wasn't a bad match. I mean, obviously, eventually down the line somewhere, the Division are going to drop the belts to the Profits.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to slowly rebuild the tag team division to kind of make it a bit more, push it forward again, because
a bit more excitable and actually show the fans that they know what to do with a tag team division. Because as it stands at the minute, the WWE tag team division is just a heap of shit.
The males, especially the males, it's just weak.
It's just a heap of crap.
What tag team is actually around anymore?
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? It's just
lost the White Six. We lost now the
Motor City Machine Guns have gone. DIY went.
Gone.
You know, they're not using Axiom like they used to. War Raiders are in AAA.
Yeah.
You know, Los Garza have gone down to AAA now.
Yeah. It's almost like they need to step away, reanalyze the tag team division, take away little gimmicks, and refocus. It's almost like they need to put. I think probably a good idea to do it.
They just need to knock the whole division down and rebuild it.
Yeah, rebuild it, like have a tournament, just like rebuild the whole.
Just strip every one of their titles, like the men's titles, and just go, right, we're going to have a massive tournament and just get a load of tag teams from like NXT and all that and just throw them all into one tournament the winners
get
crowned the tag champs on both brands.
Yeah.
You know. So, right, moving on to what did we have next? It was Asuka and Io Sky next, wasn't it? If not, then it don't matter. We'll just talk about that match first anyway.
Yes, it was. Yeah, that was that. No, it was Trick and Sammy. Trick and Sammy.
We'll get to Trick and Gingerbread Man in a minute.
Yeah, a minute. It's pointless. Toilet break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Asuka and Io Sky. Now, obviously, in last week's podcast with Mike, we done our predictions, and I predicted Asuka was going to win.
Yeah.
You know, how wrong was I?
I went for Io.
Obviously, I know you did, but I honestly thought they were going to go with the story of Io can't beat the Senpai or whatever. How wrong was I? And then obviously we saw at the end, Asuka broke character. You know, is this the end of Asuka's WWE career? Do we know or do we not know?
It's what I've seen online and what I've read is the moment she's kind of, I don't know if she stepped away for personal reasons. She's taken time out. Allegedly, she's gone back for Japan for a bit. Maybe she's gone back to New Japan Wrestling. She's taken some time out. She's been with WWE for what, 12 years now, give or take?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
About 12 years. So maybe she wants to take some time out, try other things, go to another company for a bit, or have to downside her family. And then maybe at some point next year she might come back. Or do they kind of, does she come back with, do they reform the Kabuki Warriors elsewhere, back in New Japan Wrestling for a bit? We just don't know.
Or has Asuka become a victim of the 50% pay cut and decided to step away like the New Day did?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, if she has, then good luck to him, whatever she does, and it'll be a shame if she has actually gone from the company, because she's one of the
there's so much talent,
standard bearers for the women's division in this day and age.
Yeah. It's almost like we look at it now. What is Bailey going to be the next one? The 4 horsewomen. How safe is Charlotte? Charlotte's a legend. I don't think they ever get rid of Charlotte because who was he?
Charlotte's cemented there. Unless she does something really bad, she's cemented there for life, I think.
Yeah.
But speaking of the 4 horsewomen, I saw something online the other day. Now, on WWE's website,
controversially, I think the same thing. You're going to tell me what you. Yeah.
They have removed Sasha Banks as one of the original 4 horsewomen and replaced her with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know why it's such. I don't know. It's
not a clue. Not a clue. Maybe something else will come out in the near future with regards to that. But I just thought I'd throw that in there because that's quite interesting to know why they've done that.
Yeah, talking of that as well, the fact that she's not in AEW, she's been taken off and she's not doing. I think they've got a female tournament coming up and she's not defending her belts. So, Monet, she's now called elsewhere.
I don't actually think she's got any of her belts left, does she? I think she dropped them all.
No, she hasn't. She's got 2 left. And she's not defending them. I can't remember what tournament's coming up at AEW. Is it women's tournament coming up at AEW soon? And she's not defending her belts. It's the last 2 belts she's got. And she will have no more belts. She's kind of disappeared. She's not.
Yeah. The Owen Hart tournament's started already, isn't it?
It's starting soon. That's the one. Thank you for reminding me, Tony. Yeah, she won that last time. She actually has the Owen Hart belt.
I think Alex Windsor's going to win this year's one.
I think so as well.
And then I think she'll go on to All In at Wembley and fight Tekla.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Alex's little prediction on his TikTok earlier, and he's saying Will Ospreay would win the men's version of that this year as well.
Yeah, I saw that from Alex earlier,
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad shout.
No, ain't a bad shout at all.
We'll go back to Will Ospreay in a little while because that's getting very interesting storyline now.
Yeah, we'll get to that later on in the podcast.
But no, the Asuka match and Io Sky. For me, I think it's going to be It's going to be a legendary match of the ages. I watched it 3 times. I've gone back and watched it 3 times now.
To be fair, I think it was best match of the night, and
superb way of kind of.
If I wanted to be a dick like Dave Meltzer, I would give that a 5-star rating. That match.
Oh, at least a 5-star, without a doubt.
100%. One of the best women's matches I've seen this year so far.
If not for a really long time, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I mean, the chemistry, because they've known each other for so long with Japan.
Well, because obviously Asuka was a teacher, wasn't she? So
the training, it reminded me. If you go back, Tony, it's when Brett pushed his brother Owen over. Kind of like this is your time to shine.
He put him over at WrestleMania 10, didn't he, in the opening match?
Yeah. And I was talking to Cherie about it at the time watching it. I'm thinking, this is really, to me, going back to Brett and Owen, handing over the torch, passing the baton on.
Yeah, except the thing there is they didn't actually hug at the end.
No, precisely.
You know what I mean? But it was kind of quite a good rivalry, actually, them two.
Yeah, it was kind of that storyline, like going, this is your mentor. I'm stepping away. I'm now passing the baton on to you, and literally you can go to the next level and then get to the stand I'm doing. I think Io Sky is going to help out a lot of young wrestlers now, or the younger wrestlers.
Well, she did it on Monday, didn't she, against Sol Ruka?
That wasn't a bad match.
That was a brilliant match.
Yeah. So I still say Sol Ruka needs a little bit more timing on her finishing move. She's kind of still.
I think that's just nerves because she's on a bigger stage.
Yeah. It will come. Yeah.
You know, you got to think she was on NXT for a couple of years, so always at the Performance Centre in front of a crowd of about 200, if that.
Yeah,
now she's wrestling in front of like 12,000 people on a weekly basis.
Yeah, no, so I'm going to get to you, but
exactly. That'll come in time, mate. It's just inexperience for the main roster.
Yeah,
that's all it is. But yeah, it'll come in time.
Yeah, she's got potential. She's
100%.
Definitely got potential. It's going to be one of them to kind of watch this space. Is Io going to come nicely now? Chelsea Green, we all know, has got heart problems. Is Io now going to come like the new Chelsea Green to push the new women that come up from NXT forward? You're going to take that responsibility role. That's the other question at the moment.
She probably will for Raw, because obviously at the moment, SmackDown, you've got like Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa working with Fatal Influence.
Yeah, I mean, that's brilliant. I love that storyline at the moment. It's a good way to.
It's a good way to bring that little faction up from NXT, is to have them go against 3 of the best on SmackDown roster.
Or 3 of the best. Or
3 of the greatest of all time.
So,
you know, and to be fair, this should have happened to JC Jane like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know you're saying that offline, off camera.
Yeah.
It should have brought up. But sometimes you've probably got to keep them down so they can build, to put them across, to build up the stories, get the marketability over, and then get and obviously the storylines. It's obviously, where do you take from, say, NXT, then push them up to the main roster? I mean, a lot of it's like, how can we get them across? Where can we fit them into this storyline that's running now?
And look what they did. Their debut night on SmackDown, they come out in the main event and just beat everyone up.
Yeah, just beat.
You know what I mean? So it was a good way to bring them all up together.
Yeah, just let's push them all up, bring them all out.
I do think that Lainey Reid needs to have a few more in-ring matches rather than just being like an outside enforcer all the time.
Yeah,
because she's so good and she's big as well, like tall. She's powerful. And the matches I've seen her have in NXT have been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, and I think she could probably give Charlotte a good run for her money on SmackDown.
It could be, it could be a good feud there. It's one to watch. I think it's gonna be kind of a long time storyline, maybe being up to SummerSlam or going.
And again, like Steph did with like, sorry, Charlotte did with, it's gone from my head now. Tiffany.
Yeah, Tiffany. She
could do exactly the same with Laney Reid.
Yeah, precisely.
You know, build it up through the summer, lead it up to say like something like the Royal Rumble.
Go.
Have them end the feud at the Royal Rumble and let Charlotte put Laney over.
Yeah.
You know, do her job and essentially pass a torch to Laney and go, right, now you're good enough. This is your time to shine in 2027.
Go from there. Yeah.
And just let her go with it, mate. Because, you know, it's madness. But yeah.
It's got a lot of
that's
good potential.
What I feel about that.
Yeah. The other, right, so we go back to, I call it the fucking toilet break. Sammy Hogan, no one really cares about him. He's not good. The fans are bored with Sammy.
Well, yeah, we keep saying this all the time on the podcast, you know what I mean? But again,
the
rematch, we knew Trick was going to win anyway. They was not going to take the belt off him 3 weeks after winning it or whatever. 100% not. Again, it's just another way for them to get Trick elevated quicker up the ladder, because they just want him to be like this massive megastar, didn't they? You can see them building to him being their face of the company very soon.
It's going to be, I think, at some point, it's going to probably be a mid-card belt holder for a while.
Yeah.
And then maybe with time, then move up to, say, a world champion. But I think it's going to be a slow process with him. I think it's going to be a mid-card belt holder.
I think so for a little while, yeah. But again, as much as we hate Sammy, he's doing a good job with Trick.
Oh, yeah. You
know? He'd done the same with Carmelo.
He puts people over, don't get me wrong, but
he's done the same with Ilya Dragunov as well.
Yeah.
You know, so he's doing exactly what The Miz does. He's doing what he's asked, and he does bitch, but obviously The Miz doesn't. But obviously Sammy bitching is part of his character.
Yeah, it's almost, I still think, like, for Sammy to turn heel, it should have happened quite a few years back.
Well, it should have happened ages ago, instead of like leaving it till sort of now. Oh yeah?
Right. Sorry, guys. You pause it.
I can't pause it.
Right. Sorry, guys, about that. It's all right.
Wow.
It's all right. I've got a phone call coming through.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
These things happen on a pod, didn't they? Do you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
You know? You weren't expecting that phone call, so
no,
it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, that's that match. I'd probably, I'd say that weren't the greatest match of the evening, but it was far too predictable.
Oh, big time. Yeah, big time.
But for what it was, they put on a pretty good match.
Yeah. It was doable. Yeah, it wasn't brilliant.
No, then we go to the comedy match of the night.
Oh, Danhausen. What's a match?
Danhausen and Minihausen.
Yeah.
Against The Miz and Kit Wilson.
Oh, brilliant, man. It was comedic from the start of the match. To come out with the box, press the button, and then also we're like waiting. Who's going to come out? It's going to be CM Punk. I mean, rumors were, was it going to be Shane O'Mac's coming back? I don't think. I mean, Shane O'Mac's probably more with AEW.
He's more leaning towards them, and he's
I don't know what's going on there.
We can talk about that on a different podcast.
So I say, but to get Little Minihausen come out, absolutely genius match, brilliant match.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I must admit, it had me chuckling. And again, The Miz is doing some of the best work that he's done in a while.
Yeah,
and to give like Minihausen the skull crushing finale, I thought it was quite funny. To be fair, it looked stupid, but it was funny. And for Miz to do that and not actually like break character and laugh in the ring is beyond me. That's just professionalism on a high level, isn't it?
Big time. And then obviously putting them back in the box and then pressing the button again, little mini Danhausen comes out.
And then loads of them coming out. But then, with all them interfering, like somebody said the other day, should that not have been a DQ?
Theoretically, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It should have been a DQ. But
but the comedic side of it.
It's quite funny. I'm going to let it go.
Yeah. I think even the referee was kind of laughing off camera. Like, you can see him smirking in the background.
So, overall, good match. Obviously, we knew Danhausen was going to win because it was his first PLE match.
Yeah. It's kind of pushing him over. I mean,
don't
get it wrong. I kind of liked him at AEW. Just one of the gimmicks, like, it's okay. When he first come over, I was like, oh, really, Danhausen's over. It's not working. But I think give it time. I'm coming to like him. I think it's, I said to you offline before, the fact that they're actually letting him do what he wants and he sells T-shirts. It's a good one for the kids.
Yeah, no, I get that. And it is, it goes back to when Doink the Clown first come in and he was like funny with all the kids at ringside with the squirty flower.
Yeah.
And things like that. But I do think eventually they need to let him be him in the ring as well.
Oh, his ability skills are brilliant. I mean, he has some brilliant matches in AEW. Looking back at his independent stuff, like the guy can wrestle. He's just his normal self. He can wrestle.
This is what we were saying off camera, wasn't it? Like we know from his indie stuff that yes, he can wrestle, and even like Dan will second that as well, and he would have seconded that tonight if he was on here.
Yeah, besides, because obviously Dan's like
man can go.
Yeah. Oh, he can go. When Dan's like me, Dan's a massive AEW fan. He's we both like AEW, so we've seen what he can do in AEW, and obviously we've done our research on Dan.
Exactly that, mate. And
the independence, as you say, the guy can, when he's not doing so much gimmick in the ring, he's a good wrestler. He's got some high flying moves. It's just where WWE want to take him. Do they want to keep him running on this comedic role with little mini Danhausens, or
they probably will for a little while longer because, like you said, he's the number one merch seller at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, he's selling merch left, right, bloody centre.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy. It's just
craziness.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Then we move on to the main event of the night.
Oh my days! What can we talk about, Jacob Fatu, at the moment?
I'm liking it. I am here.
I'm loving it at the moment.
I'm here for this version of Jacob Fatu all day long. The Samoan Werewolf has finally been unleashed.
All gas, no brakes. This is the best. They are literally just letting Jacob run wild. He is destroying.
This is his best version so far.
Yeah, the guy.
And obviously he's driven by the storyline of they never got in touch with him when he was broke and they were running the bloodline and all this sort of stuff. And now he wants to take everything from Roman.
Yeah.
And I think eventually come SummerSlam, if not before, I think Roman's going to drop the belt to Jacob.
Well, you got to think Roman did turn around and say, I'm here for the summer.
Yeah, but then obviously June, I think it's next month, he's not scheduled to be on a lot of the shows because I think...
he said he's doing a bit of...
I think they're refilming some scenes for Street Fighter or something like that. I don't know, or whatever. But yeah, so I think before SummerSlam, he's going to drop that belt to Jacob somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
But for the Backlash match... Well, I don't even know what to say. I've got no words for it. It's one of the best matches I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Jacob Fatu wrestling, even from when he was in MLW.
It's almost like going back to where Roman put the Usos across Jey Uso. That kind of storyline. But this one, I think, is a lot better. This is pushing it to a next level with Jacob Fatu. To run wild.
Jacob's got like more fire than Jay.
Jacob Fatu's got a rocket up his arse and he's got so much potential.
That's what I'm saying. And for a man like his size to be able to do the shit that he does. It reminds me of either from the War Raiders or whatever you want to call them these days.
Yeah.
Big men that can do moonsaults and stuff like that. It's just mental.
Yeah, obviously Bam Bam Bigelow.
And now this new guy in NXT, Mason Rook.
Yeah.
Who we know.
Devon Dudley, the Nasty Boys. They're big guys.
Mason Rook, I'm telling you. Sorry, just quickly, he's going to tear up NXT.
I've really got back in. I started watching more at NXT. I've been a bit of a master on that. Yeah. I've got into it now, and I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Give it. I think give him a year or give him a little while down there, and he'll move up. He just needs that little run now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've gone off topic. Sorry, we was talking about Jacob and Roman.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, like we were saying, this match for me. Obviously, I said Asuka and Io for me was the best match of the night. That's my personal opinion. Main event, second best for me.
Yeah, same here. The
ref let them do their thing outside the ring and whatnot. He kind of let the rules slip a little bit.
I don't think it needed to be done to make the match more entertainment, storyline.
And to make Jacob look more sadistic than what he is.
Yeah. I think, obviously, Roman, we all know, obviously, talk outside. Roman's pushing his little cousin over.
Like he did with Jimmy and Jay in the end, when they formed the bloodline. But I think eventually it's going to culminate in Jacob beating Roman.
Yeah.
And then I think them going to shake hands, maybe hug, reconnect the family and whatnot. And then kind of have Jacob sort of align with them, maybe.
Yeah, just be.
I'm not saying now, because obviously the hatred that they're showing towards each other is absolute cinema right now. And for Jacob to be using that Tongan death grip, is obviously he's learnt that from Haku.
Yeah. It's not been used for a long while. It's controversial with the family.
When we all first see him use that a couple of weeks ago, I was in shock.
It's a move. To see Roman literally throw him in the mouth where he's done it.
It's nasty, man. Nasty move.
And obviously, but then on Monday night when he came out on Raw and literally destroyed him right at the end, and stood over holding the belt over Roman. It's this could be a good long time storyline. I mean, you all know over the years what they've done with the bloodline stories. It's always been slow build, step away for a bit. The MFT storyline come about. Sami Zayn got involved at some point. Step away, Roman slipped away because he's held for a bit. I mean, we all know this could go on for we all know the family.
It could go on for a long time, but I mean, they need to keep it fresh, don't they? Because otherwise, we are going to get bored of it eventually because of it'll just go stale.
Yeah, it's as you say, it's with the long time storylines. I think where this generation very much is like, okay, it's TikTok with all even social media, or even we do it, we'll flick. We'll get for it, but it's to keep us interested in the storylines and to keep it not have a storyline that runs on too long. Run it long enough to get a good story building up, and then obviously there's the pop, there's the hit. That's the final match.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
It's like go back to Asuka and Sky, run on long enough, but it's where it comes to an end was perfect. I mean, it should have.
The way it did end was perfect. Yeah, I'll give you that. Do you know what I mean? And the way Asuka sort of broke character was really good as well.
Yeah, to hand over the reign. I mean, should the community always all be together in the last match? Car race, obviously they got rid of car racing, but a bit controversial with that one.
Yeah, I know. I don't. None of us still understand why they got rid of Kyrie Sane halfway through a storyline. But
I think what they should have done is had all three of them, even just for one night, let her be there just to finish that storyline. And then
but it's TKO, isn't it?
No, it's never going to happen. I mean, and then the two of them could have walked off together.
Yeah, but again,
get all three of them in the ring, hugging each other.
We was all hoping for that, but it never happened, did it? So it is what it is.
Yeah. It's what it is. I mean, lovely finish to happen, but mostly we all know it, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think overall, Backlash this year, I honestly think that my personal opinion, Backlash, I think was better than night one of WrestleMania.
And lots of fans have said that it was. I mean, you look at what they had on the cards and what we've been about for the last almost 36 minutes.
We didn't have 2 hours of fucking Hulk Hogan being shoved down our throat either.
No, it wasn't too many promos. But overall, it was better than night one. I can't think of any really bad matches. And it was nice to have a little comedy match in between. I mean, yes, they could have put more of a main card. You could have had an American belt. You could have had Intercontinental belt match in it. But to have a little comedy section match to break all up what was going to be quite a more of a hardcore hitting backlash this year was a nice little break to go into the harder matches.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, I fully understand where you're coming from. I think a lot of people understand where you're coming from as well.
It's nice because obviously that was a little comedy break, a little comedy bit.
Yeah.
Then we had, I think it was the Asuka and Sky match, wasn't it? Before the
having a little comedy match every now and again is all right because it kind of takes your attention away from like the other sort of serious storylines that are going on.
Yeah.
And like with Danhausen, like, being the vampire character, it's the only thing he knows how to do, and he's good at it.
Yeah, honestly,
you couldn't give that man any other character because he wouldn't be able to pull it off.
Really well, precisely.
You know what I mean? So,
like going back in the day, it was like doink.
Yeah, the geezer's doing really well, mate. To be fair, he's done really well to get to WWE from the Indies and stuff. Right. So overall, that was Backlash.
Yeah, going in there, Tony. Obviously during Backlash, we'll know that John Cena come out and he's come out this new tournament. I don't know what your thoughts on the tournament, how it's going to be run.
The John Cena Classic.
John Cena Classic, yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, he said, well, not first of all, but he did mention that we get to pick who the champion is. Like, the fans get to crown the new champ.
Yeah.
Obviously, we haven't seen the belt yet, and we're not going to until the tournament's happening. I think it's a good idea because it's a bit like the Dusty Classic in NXT.
Yeah.
Where you're going to get to see people from NXT, appearing on the main roster with the main roster guys, showcasing what they can do on a grander stage than the Performance Center every week.
Yeah,
people like Miles Bourne, Shiloh Hill, Hank and Tank, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, just to name a few.
Yeah.
And they're some of the best people that NXT have got right now. Oh, and Izzy Dame as well. Sorry, I've got to mention Izzy Dame.
Izzy Dame.
Tatum Paxley as well. Look at Tatum Paxley.
Yeah.
As well. So, I mean, obviously, I know this tournament is only, I think, for the males. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know what. Yeah, I mean that's what. By the looks of it, that's what come across. I don't know how.
But even still, them females that I mentioned, I honestly think are all good enough to be called up now. But again, they'll probably be the class of 2027.
Yeah, it's kind of where it's where to put him in storyline wise. Where do you fit him in?
Exactly. This is where people now like Lola Vice is now the new NXT Women's Champ.
Yeah.
This is her time to step up, along with Tatum Paxley and all that now. And then people like Kendall Gray can then move into that mid-card position.
Yeah, then they can move up. It's like any you come in for the independents, you get picks.
Exactly.
They get trained up. And then if they see potential, you're going to move up the ladder.
Yeah. It's moving up the floors on an elevator.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
and also it's putting across to the fans. If the fan, I mean, a lot of it is obviously if the fans see potential in you.
Yeah. To be fair, I think it's a very good concept. And, you know, like John Cena said, it's his way of giving back something to the fans for the 20-odd years of support.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go, obviously, TKO at the moment, very controversial. I think that's quite a good way we can set the TKO thing in. Is to say, it's almost like TKO is taking away a little bit from the fans, and we say this is where John Cena's got this new tournament. It's giving it a bit more back to the fans. I think it's obviously we've lost 40. I think I said 41 people this year so far got cut.
Yeah, I think so. In total, it was. Yeah,
I think that's what I said. I think that's what I wrote down last time. Yeah, 41. Yeah, 41 people so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a lot of them were LFG and Evolve stars as well. So,
I mean, it's still a huge cut.
It's still horrible because they've lost their job.
Yeah,
you know, but
to lose their job.
If they weren't showing the potential that the WWE wanted, then there's not a lot of choice but the WWE to say, look, this isn't for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
We need to let you go, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, they'd probably go and find their trade on the indies somewhere in America. You know, GCW, or maybe jump across to Canada and go to Maple Leaf Pro or whatever.
Yeah, or jump over to New Japan Wrestling, or
go to Japan or whatever. Yeah, or come over to England and go to Rev Pro or Hustle. Or even like Wrestle Queendom or whatever that you want to call it.
Then go back to have a trial and go back.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So, you know, there's always a door open for people that have got skills like that. Always in an indie company somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, as you said, you want to run, well, not run, it's just saying TKO is now sporting content creators. Right, they're taking the music off, you can't put live, what you're saying live and putting your opinions across.
A lot of it is to do with actual people that are reactors, like Conman 167 and Santi Zap.
Yeah.
People like that. They were getting banned for doing their reaction videos and stuff like that, which I don't understand why, because then when you watch Unreal, there's clips of them from their videos reacting to what was going on. So why should they get banned if they're now using them content creators' clips on their own shows?
Yeah, because
their own documentaries and stuff. It's not fair.
It's not fair because it's the same. You're taking someone's context was also that you own that. You're personally own it, and they're saying, sorry, you don't own that, but even though it is yours, it's almost like, wait a minute. You've got to put your own copyright on it for the TKO and anyone else to take it. It's going to get to that stage.
That's what it feels like. Do you know what I mean? It's just,
and it's you saying earlier. It's like one of your earlier videos. You've put the Undertaker's music on over the top of it. I mean,
it's just been muted off today. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, a lot of us fans put content music on the background. It's like they're going to take all that off. We're all going to get banned from TikTok, and they're going to eventually get rid of TikTok because they don't want us content creators to do what we love and talk about. It's going to get to that stage.
You'd think that they'd want us to give them more publicity by doing what we love and putting our expressions and thoughts out there with a sport that we've grown up with for 30 odd years.
Yeah,
but quite clearly TKO right now just don't want anyone to do that, and they're going to eventually drive all the fans away from WWE.
Yeah. As I said to you off going back offline, prior to us coming onto the podcast, is Tony Khan now needs to, if he's really sensible, okay, he's got his own network like WWE now. He needs to go to a big company like obviously we've got WWE on Netflix. He needs to go to Disney, go to Prime, Apple TV, Amazon, or any of the big networks, and kind of say, right, I want a contract. Let's have my weekly show live on one of these streaming platforms.
Yeah. So then we'd get Dynamite live on a Wednesday instead of waiting till the Thursday or Friday, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
A lot of it does get leaked online. We know who's
exactly. It would make sense for Tony Khan to do that, but that's why he's got this new My AEW thing, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's quite expensive, but I suppose it'd be worth it because there's a lot of old catalogue content on there.
Yeah, but it needs. I think it's got to be. I think it's what he's doing. It's because obviously test the waters, but he needs. If he's sensible,
he
needs to jump on board now. Why TKO? He's not. He's cutting back left, right, and centre. It's his time to strike. It's almost like he needs to get back where, back in the day, we had the Monday Night Wars. If he plays his card right, he could do that. And I think at the moment, as you said, he could probably wipe WWE off the platform at the moment, because the matches for me are phenomenal at AEW at the moment. Okay, they're not so much storyline because there never have been AEW. It's more about the wrestling.
I just think the product's so much better at the minute. Do you know what I mean? In AEW, as far as him actually wiping WWE out, I don't know if that'd ever happen. But
not completely. I mean, the
if TKO carry on the way they're going, then AEW will become the top.
Yeah, the
company, and then WWE will be like the secondary company.
Yeah.
Soon, because apparently TKO have got control of creative now as well. And they're using a lot of AI stuff for storylines and shit.
Yeah, it's just ruining it.
Which it's just they're not using their own creative mind. They're just using a fucking robot to come up with storylines, and it's just like,
I think
you for real.
Yeah, I think with AEW, Tony Khan lets the wrestlers do what they want.
Well, to a certain point, I reckon it does.
I mean, there's more freedom.
Yeah, there is a lot more freedom down there. Yeah,
and to be more your character, be more specific to what you want to do, and kind of how your matches come across. I think they've got a bit more freedom to kind of express themselves into the matches a bit. And the storyline, if there is a storyline in it.
Exactly that. Right. That's enough of that old bollocks.
Yeah. Right. Shall we? I'm going to briefly touch on two little bits at the moment. Now, I don't know how true it is. The CM Punk situation. He hasn't been seen for a while since WrestleMania. Little bit of controversy behind the scenes with the with the fans' phone getting chucked. I mean, there was another incident, I think, outside a hotel the other day. They were saying he's in a bit of trouble. I don't know what your thoughts on that, Tony, at the moment. I don't know what you've seen online over it.
The only video I saw was obviously the one where he knocked the geezer's phone out of his hand because he was pretty much wouldn't leave AJ Lee and Bailey alone.
Yeah, the guy's probably has. I can't blame him because he wants to protect
his wife and like his wife's mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
blame before it. It'd be like
what any husband would do.
Yeah, if you're harassing your partner, you're gonna be protective. You'll say, look, mate, no, you've had your bit. So no, then jog on. See you later.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I don't know.
As a wrestler and as a role model. He probably could have handled it in a better way, because kids are going to see that, and they're going to look at him on screen and go, well, that's not the CM Punk that I saw on a video last week on TikTok or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's going back to, I'm going to go back to AEW where he had that little incident with Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
It wasn't a little incident, was it? That was quite a big incident.
Yeah,
blew up like stupidly. Like that was just. That was just on a different level, like CM Punk being a dick.
Yeah, no, she Jack Perry had to walk away for a bit.
I mean, this time round, Jesse was a dick, but it was well deserved because again, he was protecting his wife. Yeah. You know, with regards to the outside the hotel incident, I don't really know much about that, to be fair.
No, I just saw a little bit. There's been another little incident, and he's kind of pushed another guy's kind of got in his face. He's just pushed him away.
So he's kind of had an altercation with another fan as well.
Yeah, the fan's got a bit too pushy, I think. And it's just like, you know what? Just
he'll almost probably be off TV for a little while. Then they'll look into that and do investigations and stuff.
Yeah, another one is jumping back to AEW. It's old Swerve. I mean, I saw. I don't know if you've seen. I think you've seen. I pinned you the clip over on WhatsApp where Swerve's kind of been pushed to one side by the company, saying he's too controversial. He's too violent.
I had a look at that myself, and I read what Swerve had to say actually, and he was like, "I don't understand why Tony Khan is stopping me from doing what I love." He said it's something to do with because he wants all the power, or something like that, and Tony Khan's just basically too scared to bring him to TV because he's scared of what he's going to do. And even like Swerve said that the promos that he's cut the last few weeks have been off-site. He's not even been allowed at the arenas or nothing like that. So
he's kind of saying like the promos he's done.
I don't know what's going on there. Like, really, that's all I'm going by is what I've read online. Yeah,
I mean, I love Swerve. I think WWE missed the ball on him. And we all know that when he went to AEW, he's gone to another level.
Well, first of all, they shouldn't have given him the name Isaiah Swerve Scott because that just sounds shit.
Yeah, it's like obviously Piper Niven with Doudrop. What's all that about?
Yeah, when Piper Niven was Doudrop, like what sort of stupid name was that?
Yeah, I felt I felt so sorry for her when she got named Doudrop, but I think at the time she obviously wanted to be in WWE, so she took it on the chin.
Yeah, no, I get that, but that was such a stupid name.
I mean that was me. I turned around and said, not being funny. No, I don't want that name. Change it to something else.
Yeah, but we'll have to keep tabs on this Swerve thing, and then maybe if we get any new updates in the next week or so on the next pod, we can talk about it a bit more once we get more information.
I've been talking about Piper Niven. Bless her. Good luck to her. She'd done it too well.
Yeah, no, she had an operation on her main aorta, didn't she? Which is like the main artery for your body. Yeah. So, I hope she gets better soon.
All the best on that one.
Yeah, I hope she makes the full recovery.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly touch up on TDW.
Yeah, go for it, because you're only going this weekend. You going up there?
No, that's EPWE on Saturday.
Yeah. Okay.
Johnny Royals defending his title against Logan Bain.
Nice.
I'm going to go to that straight from work.
Nice.
But no, Slam by me. So for anyone who does watch the pod, you'll know what I'm talking about. Talk Dog Wrestling, Slam by me, June 20th, Basildon Sport and Social Club, Gardeners Lane. Showtime, 5 p.m.
Oh, yes.
So we've got a couple of matches being announced now on their podcast as well. Obviously, we've got the main event for the TDW men's title. We've got Sir Ryan Matthews versus Super Relic Ryan S.
Yeah, Ryan's been putting the work. I see another little video he put up earlier.
Yeah, he's been hard. He's been hard training, man. Been grafting hard. So this should be a pretty good match.
Should be a good match, actually. I'm looking forward to that.
I think, honestly, as much as I love Ryan S, Super Relic, I don't think he's winning.
No.
I don't. Honestly, that's my own opinion, but I don't think he's winning.
Nah. Nah.
I think Ryan Matthews is going to beat him.
Yeah. He's to put him over. Yeah. You said Ryan's probably.
And then I think we mentioned it on the other podcast, the other fights that are going on or matches. We've got Rebellious Rocker Will Tyrrell versus a former NXT UK wrestler, Tate Mayfairs.
Nice. Yeah.
Who basically Tate called him out on one of his own social posts. So Will responded.
So, yeah, go and have it.
Basically, yeah.
It should be
and then what was meant to have been an exhibition match between Johnny Royal and Rudy Root.
Yeah.
It's now turned into a triple threat with none other than Paul Robinson.
Yeah. After the controversial podcast.
After the episode of Talk Dog podcast that he was on, I must admit, I said to you off camera, I was a bit reluctant to actually go.
Yeah, I've done, obviously, me and Sheree, we watched it. We were a bit gobsmacked. I think he's very much like a John Moxley kind of character. I mean, I've watched quite a few of his matches. I mean, I've gone back and watched one with Ospreay, his independent matches. The guy can wrestle. The guy's phenomenal. Yes.
I know he can. Yeah, I know. Like he's been in the ring with Gunther and people like that as well.
Yeah. I've done a lot of. I've watched some of his. The guy is phenomenal. Yes, he's got a potty mouth. Yes, he comes across as a complete arsehole, but that is his character. He's a bad guy. He wants to be that bad guy. He's the guy that I don't give a shit. I want to go in and do what I need to do and fuck off.
He kind of reminds me of like a cross between Randy Orton and Brian Pillman when he was the loose cannon.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's very much. It's going to be a bit of a. If he comes all guns blazing, then it's going to be a brutal match. It could be proper naughty, but it depends how hard he wants to hit and how much he's going to do. It's going to be quite a hard hitting match. And it depends how much Ryan and the boys let him have freedom within the ring to do what he wants to do. If they can give him complete freedom, it could be an absolute bloodbath. It could be chaos. It could be naughty.
Yeah, but I don't know if it will because, I mean, obviously...
Not a kiss there, but if we... It's gonna be a hard match. It's gonna be a proper... It's gonna be a proper wrestling match, I think, looking at what I've seen on his independent videos in the past.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree. Like, I've seen a few of his bits in the past. Like, obviously, you know, some of the stuff with Will Ospreay and whatnot, I've seen. So I know what he can do in the ring. But obviously, that podcast that he was on, that's the first time I've seen Gaze do a promo like that. And yeah, I was a bit like Kurt. I was just sitting there thinking, shit, like, this geezer's fucking off his nut. Like, do I even want to be in the same building as him?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Ryan known him for one. I even think when you look at Ryan's reaction, even Ryan's like, oh shit, I've opened the Pandora's box here and he can't close it. They've opened the Pandora's box.
But Ryan obviously knew what he was doing because they've been close for like 20 years or whatever, which is a good shout to have him on the roster.
Oh, big time. Yeah. We need a new bad boy. We need a new bad boy.
Yeah, we do. But yeah, I mean, that was for me. I was just like, and I spoke to you about it off camera, and you was like, "No, you've got to go anyway." Do you know what I mean?
So,
and I was thought about it, and I was like, "Well, I've been to all the other shows. I don't want to miss this one because I'm engrossed in like the storylines. I'm invested now. Do you know what I mean? Got to see Ryan v Ryan 1-on-1.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will obviously be there. But yeah, that just kind of.
Don't get me wrong. I'm like you. We watched it. I was gobsmacked. I thought, right, I need to kind of step away, do a bit of research, see a bit of what he's all about. And it's like, no, I want to see this guy wrestle live.
Yeah. And I thought about it after I watched a couple of his bits, and I was like, yeah, do you know what? I'll go anyway.
Yeah.
But obviously, like I said, I was reluctant, but yeah, I'm going to go. I mean, obviously, he's not going to do nothing to none of us, but it's just the way he was on that podcast was like, my God. If he turns up to the show like that, then everyone's fucked.
Yeah, 160 fucks. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, like
sorry. It's like letting Jake our version of Jake Far 2 at the moment.
Yeah, it was like the third was like, yeah, I'm staying well away from him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and also as well announced on the last episode of their podcast, the Talk Dog podcast.
Yeah.
Kurt also announced that he will be stepping down as ring announcer for Slam by Me.
I saw that, yeah.
Because he will be doing all of the DJ work, so to speak, while Super Relic is preparing.
Yeah.
So the stand-in ring announcer for the night is none other than Fizz from Fizz Talks Wrestling.
Yeah. Good old Fizz.
So,
cheers.
Big shout out to Fizz.
Yeah, good luck to you, mate.
Yeah, good luck, mate, doing that.
Yeah, you're right.
And even better luck if Mordecai's on the card.
Yeah.
Because after the last one, when he got whooped by Mordecai in the Rumble, I wouldn't like to be in the ring when Mordecai gets in there again.
No, even the boys said that. It's like, Fizz, you're brave, mate, to be in the ring when he comes out.
Yeah. So
it could be. It's going to be a good, fun night. So
yeah. So Fizz, if you listen to this podcast, good luck, brother, because you are going to need it.
Yeah. Amen to that, Tony. Amen to that.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's tickets that are available. We've got to see the t-shirt and ticket combination.
Yeah, I think they're about 23, 24 quid on Eventbrite.
Yeah, so get over there, have a look, guys. As Tony said, great night of entertainment. You can't go wrong. So get yourselves down there. Looking forward to it. Right.
And I think, guys, just before we end the show tonight, I'm going to mention this. Don't forget, this Saturday, 16th of May, at Whittam Town Football Club, EPWE are putting on their first show since September of last year. And you have got on the card the likes of Johnny Royal, the Enforcer Ian Frost. You have got, what's his name? Can't remember who else his name is. It's gone from my head. And yeah, I can't find it in my notes either. Why has it gone from my head, Paul?
Right, guys, mate.
Oh, you've got Preston Sage is on the card.
Yeah, good Preston. After getting fired
After getting fired from TDW, along with Parky, Mr. Michael Parks.
Yeah.
Both got your asses fired.
Right.
Pink slip, motherfuckers. But again, yeah, Preston's fighting Ian Frost, who's still their current EPWE champ.
It's going to be a good match, that one. Yeah,
it should be a good match because
it's just Sarah could get a time off, so I'm going to come with you, but it's more next time round.
Look, I've got to go straight from work, mate.
Yeah.
So is what it is. But I just thought I'd plug it at the end of the podcast. So anybody who listens and you're in the Essex area or in Whittam,
get up there.
Come along Saturday afternoon to the football club and have a fun family-filled night of entertainment, wrestling. I know there's a couple of special matches as well, I think, on the cards, but no one knows about them until the actual night.
Okay, it'll be interesting.
And I believe the EPWE chairman is making an appearance that night as well, which is DJ Man.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So
hopefully as well, hopefully before Slam by Me, between the two of us, we need to try and get, well, personally, I want to try and get Will Tyrrell and Tate Mayfair's onto the podcast.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Hopefully. So if they're listening to this, or if they do listen, or even if Will listens.
It'd be nice to get Ryan and
Will Tyrrell, the rebellious rocker.
It'd be nice to get Ryan and Ryan on here.
Yeah, I spoke to Ryan already, like, weeks ago, and he was like, yeah, nearer to the time, we'll both come on.
Yeah.
So
like the match up.
Get them on for like half hour, 40 minutes, and just have a short podcast session that time.
Yeah, go for it.
Just let them have their war of words, mate.
Yeah, well, it was.
Just let them go out, and we can ask them questions as well.
Precisely, bro. Precisely.
Yeah. And it's all been caught on the end of this podcast. And you know what? It is what it is, mate.
That's what it is. So,
yeah. It's what it's all about.
Yeah. Honestly, we want to say good luck, Dan. Hope you're doing all right, mate. Sorry you missed out tonight. We wish you all the best. Hope you get well soon, man.
Yeah, I'll second that, man. I'll second that. Yeah. Should have happened to a nice dude like him.
Nah.
Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, let's just hope we hear from him soon.
Yeah.
And I hope some good news.
All right, should we land the plane, Tony?
Yeah, we're gonna have to in a minute, mate, because I've got stuff to be doing and whatnot.
Anyway, guys, episode 2 done and done with Tony.
Yeah, episode 2 of season 2 done and dusted.
Yeah, been another good, interesting night. Anyway, guys.
Right, guys and girls.
Always fun.
Peace out.
Peace out. That's the sake for the buzzers and enjoyed our podcast. Thanks, guys.
All right. Recording.